Hey guys, welcome to the full demo of the Greencard platform. Before we get started, I do want to let you know that if you have any questions, if you'd like a personal demo, or if you'd like a customized demo or webinar for your ISO or your team, please feel free to reach out to me or the team here at Greencard. I can be reached at jackson@paygreencard.com, or you can shoot me a text or phone call at 415-823-9659. All right, let's dive into it, guys. So what we're looking at here is both Greencard from a merchant standpoint on the left-hand side and on the customer side of things on the right. On the left-hand side, this is our web-based dashboard. So this is what the merchant's first going to get access to when they sign up. They'll have access to their dashboard day one when they board with Greencard. This is going to have everything they need to monitor, facilitate, and manage their transactions. Again, this is web-based, this is cloud-based, so they can load this on any iPad, any Android terminal, any Android tablet that they have a web connection on. That being said, they can load this up on their phone and track transactions really from anywhere with an internet connection. On the right-hand side is going to be our customer-facing app. This is on the iOS and Android store. This is going to look a lot like Venmo for cannabis. So in the top, we have all of our connected bank accounts. As we scroll down, we have the dispensaries using Greencard. One tab over, we have our search dispensary function where you can search for dispensaries based on name, location, zip code, area. Two tabs over on the bottom is going to be our running ledger. So all of our past receipts, all of our past purchases to all dispensaries using Greencard. And then one tab over is going to be all of our connected bank accounts. Greencard is an ACH pay by bank solution. So we are only bank connected right now. That being said, as you'll see at the bottom, it does say credit cards. When cannabis does become deschedulized, we have credit rails ready to go. So when people can pay with credit legally and compliantly within cannabis, we have those rails ready to run just as people would use Venmo, right, with their credit transactions. Cool. So moving over to the left-hand side to our web-based merchant dashboard. Again, this is really everything a merchant needs to facilitate transparent payments across their entire dispensary for every revenue stream and for every vertical. So using this dashboard, they can monitor transactions for in-store payments, delivery, e-com, pay links, invoices, and pay at pickup. But let's go ahead and dive into the dashboard. So right off the bat, dashboard is going to be the first view that any owner, manager, partner has when they first load into Greencard. This is going to give them a snapshot of the financial health of their dispensary. So total transactions over this period, total revenue over this period, as well as tips this month. If they want to go ahead and take a look at their merchant agreement, they can here via PDF. And then over on the right-hand side, we have our processing profile. So service fee, ACH credentials, charge limits, and payout limits. Moving over to the left, we have our API keys. Greencard does operate for e-commerce, web checkouts. And because of that, we generate APIs directly within Greencard that you can put onto your site. We do help you with our dev team integrate your API, so no worries from you guys or your team. We have the resources to do so once you've boarded with Greencard. We work with a multitude of website builders, so we have a bidirectional integration with WooCommerce. If you go to their plugin store right now, you can download Greencard and insert the API in a matter of seconds. We also work with more custom solutions like Shopify, Wix, GoDaddy, and Foursquare, as well as other custom CMS solutions out there. As we scroll down, we'll have a recent transaction history snapshot. So if you're logging in just for a few seconds, as the owner, you can see transactions coming through. Click on transactions, make sure they're getting paid. We can see if this person requested a refund, their customer information, as well as where this transaction was completed from, right? Was it in store? Was it online? All that information is readily available. Now, this is a great view for an owner, for a manager, for a partner, but most of the time our dispensary clients don't want their bud tender or lower level employees being able to see total revenue or financial health of the dispensary. And because of that, we created employee accounts, also called user accounts within Greencard. So every employee, every bud tender, security guard, manager is going to have their own independent account. Now, you as the owner set permissions for each account. So if you don't want your bud tenders to see how much you're processing, what you would do is just give them the ring up feature, and then that would coincide on the left-hand side here, only allowing them to see the ring up function. Once we've updated that, those permissions will update across the board for your bud tenders. This also allows you to track your tips and total sales for each bud tender independently of one another. So at the end of the month, within your reports tab, you can see how much you need to pay each bud tender based on tips. Getting into the bread and butter of it all, Greencard really started from our in-store ring-up feature. This is our in-store pay-by-bank ACH flow. We do have some point-of-sale partners that we work with right now. One of them is called Acadia Point of Sale. We work with them with direct integration, so when a customer gets rung up, it pushes the QR code immediately at the time of purchase and they can scan it directly from the kiosk. Now, if you're using us in an unintegrated fashion, very similar to a cashless ATM or another third-party payment solution, the bud tender would ring up the customer in this case. Let's say it's 2 pre-rolls and a pack of gummies. They'd go over to Greencard and manually type in that order amount, very similar to how they do already with a PIN debit terminal or a cashless ATM. From there, they generate a QR code, and now the customer can go into their app, go to that nice green button on the bottom, scan the QR code, and it automatically loads the ticket within their Greencard application. So we can add a tip. We can see that we have that service fee at the bottom to offset those Greencard fees to the merchant, and then I can transfer the money as a customer. I'll confirm payment. We're going to do a real-time balance check in the back end to make sure that customer has funds in their account. Once we've confirmed funds, we'll pull them. The customer can click thank you. The bud tender can see the order summary, 55, $4 service fee, 10% tip. They can close that out and ring up the next customer. Now, let's say the next customer doesn't have the mobile app, but they are a Greencard customer. What they can do is a web-based login. So if you don't want to go to the App Store, you don't have to download something new. What you can do is ask the bud tender for a web store QR code. And from there, you can just use your iPhone camera, your Android camera to scan that QR code, and you'll be brought through a web-based checkout. So once we scan that, we'll be brought to Safari, to Chrome, and we can go ahead and check out using Greencard. So we'll fill in our username, we'll log in, get an OTP sent to us via SMS, we'll add a tip, transfer $32.75, again, having that real-time balance check in the back end. Once we have that, we have confirmed payment of our web flow transaction, and the bud tender can again close out that transaction and ring up the next customer. All these transactions are getting tracked in real time within our transactions tab. So we're seeing all of these as they come in, $65, $32. And then as the merchant, you're able to actually generate reports directly within Greencard based off this transaction history. So depending on the time period in which you'd like reporting for, we generate total transactions, total earnings, total tips, fees. You can track your sales leaders amongst your bud tenders as well as your tip leaders. If you're using QuickBooks or another invoicing solution for your accounting, we can upload this information to keep your accounting in order. Now, like I was saying, right, Greencard supports all revenue streams within a dispensary, not just in store. First and foremost, we support delivery, pay at pickup with our Pay Links feature. So what we see with a lot of our merchants is they're looking for a way for customers to pay a little bit easier than having to go to the website. With a lot of our delivery outfits, what we traditionally see is people call into the service, place an order over the phone, and then need some way to prepay before they dispatch their driver. Now with Greencard, once the customer calls in, you can take that order, record their phone number and say, hey Jackson, I'm gonna go ahead and send you a pay link. Go ahead and pay that via Greencard SMS, and we'll have that order ready for you in store. So I'll type in a description, order number 33. Let's make this for $120. Once I've clicked create, it gets automatically sent out to that customer. Now I'm going to scroll down here. We'll see that I have a text message that just came in asking us to pay at Green Oasis LLC. Once I click that button, I'll again be brought through our web-based flow, asked to log in. I'll get an OTP sent to my phone. We'll transfer that $124, doing that real-time balance check in the back end. Once we have confirmed payment, we can go ahead and refresh the Pay Links page, and we'll see that we're all paid up. We can go ahead and package the order and send it out to that customer. In the same vein, we have B2B transactions and invoices. So if you're a cultivator, if you're a grower, if you're a distributor, and you need to invoice downstream dispensaries, retailers, sellers, you can use our B2B invoicing function, and we support up to $1 million per transaction. So to create an invoice within Greencard, it's very similar to the Pay Links. You'll go in the top right corner. We'll enter the name or email or phone number associated to that contact. If they're not already a Greencard customer, no worries. Same with Pay Links. All you have to do is enter their phone number or email, and when they go ahead and are prompted to pay, they'll be asked to sign up as a first-time customer. In this case, I'm going to enter my email. Once I have that, I can go ahead and continue to create the invoice. So we'll do order Jackson. Here we have the option to upload an invoice from Apex, from QuickBooks. If you use another invoicing solution, you can insert the photo here, or we can continue with the description. So I'll just go with order number 33. Let's do 200 units at $400. once we create that $80,000 invoice, I'm going to switch roles here and act as the payee. Now I'm going to go to my email and take a look for that invoice from Greencard. And what we'll do for you and your merchants is completely co-brand this to their branding, their design, and their imaging and their wording. Down below, you see we have that $80,000 transaction with that service fee, where the payment came from. And now we have the option here as the payee to either pay or reject the invoice. When we click pay, we're brought directly to the Greencard flow. We'll log in, or we'll get an OTP sent to our email or phone number. Once I grab that from my email, we'll have full access to our accounts. We'll transfer that $80,004 immediately. Again, and we'll do that real-time balance check in the back end to make sure they have those funds. Getting back over to Greencard, we can go to the transactions tab and see confirmation of that invoice right here. Now, those are our three main revenue streams, right? We also have vending. So vending is kind of a newer option that we've introduced over the past year or so. We work with dispensaries both in California and Colorado, where it is a legal solution within a licensed location. It's really great for high traffic dispensaries that are looking for a way to triage their everyday customers away from those bud tenders and the countertop. This allows those customers to scan their ID at the door, then go ahead and rescan at the machine to verify the customer. From there, they'll go ahead and on the touch screen to pick out a few items. They'll be prompted to pay via QR code, Greencard. They'll scan that with their phone or their application, pay via Greencard. The items will dispense and they can walk out of the store. It's a grab and go transaction. Again, this is legal in Colorado and California, so there's a limitation to it, but we do see initial traction being there. Lastly, we have the Greencard webflow. So where Greencard differs from some of the other e-commerce solutions out there like Trees or like Dutchie is that we don't take control of your SEO. With Dutchie or with Trees, they own your website, they own your SEO, they own your internet presence. With Greencard, what we recognized is that cannabis is very much so a community-based industry. And because of that, you want to give the merchant the ability to generate their own brand presence, their own online SEO. So what we do with Greencard is it's your website, and all we do is come in on the back end as a payment widget, very similar to like a PayPal or Apple Pay. When a customer goes onto your website, they'll go through a menu of items. Obviously, you're going to have a lot more than just gummies. Once they select a few items and add them to their cart, they can go ahead and check out. Now from here, it's going to be a pretty standard retail checkout. This is a WooCommerce site, but once we go to checkout, I've paid here in the past, so all my information is going to be pre-populated. I'll have my email, my phone number below. We'll have our subtotal, and then this is where Greencard populates. So right here at the end, it's an option to pay, right? We're not exclusive. You don't have to phase out cash on delivery or direct bank transfer. We're just another payment option for your e-commerce site, so you can engage in prepayment and actually get money before you package or dispatch a driver. Once we click place order, without leaving the WooCommerce flow, we'll be brought directly into the Greencard web payment. So what we're going to do is enter my email. We'll get sent an OTP for that account. Once I grab that OTP, again, I'll have full access to my bank account. I'll choose my checking and we'll transfer those funds immediately. Once we have confirmed payment, we'll be brought back to the WooCommerce site for our order summary. So now we can walk in store and say, hey, Jackson, I'm order number 304. I'm here for pickup. You know that that person's paid. They're good to walk out with their order. Alternatively, we have our shipping address below as well. Again, this is all customized to your merchant. This is still their website. This is their flow. We just completed the transaction. We do rectify with the ledger both in WooCommerce and Shopify. So we rectify inventory and we show the transaction history within your WooCommerce or Shopify backend. Getting back over into Greencard, as you'll see with each one of these customers, we collect information like phone number, email, name, and we actually allow you to market directly to them within the Greencard dashboard at no extra cost. So if they've come in and they've left their wallet, if they've left some money on the counter, if they've left their sunglasses, you can go ahead and send them a one-off email saying, hey Jackson, please come back in store. We have your wallet behind the counter. Or we have a full outreach engine built directly into Greencard. So if you'd like to do email outreach, grouped outreach, or scheduled outreach, we have that ready to go within dashboard at no extra cost to the merchant. We're also getting SMS ready to go as well. That's going to be pushed towards the end of spring, early summer, along with loyalty. So one of the big things we want to do at Greencard is give merchants the ability to conduct loyalty without having to add another friction point for the user to sign up. So when a customer pays with Greencard, they're automatically triaged into that merchant's loyalty, and then they can go ahead and pay with their loyalty account within the Greencard app or web-based flow. Now, in this case, we give owners full customizability to set parameters like points earned per dollar spend, points required for $1 of loyalty, and then an expiration period if they like. They recognize that customers are accruing loyalty too quick or not quick enough. They can adjust these parameters at any point, and it applies to their whole portfolio of customers. Last but not least, let's dive into the settings tab. Now, this is going to be pretty standard. We have your password change. You can change your phone number, login history. If you don't like OTPs, you can use two-factor authentication if you use dual mobile. We also have OTP preferences. I prefer an SMS OTP. It's just much quicker with iPhone. And then the next tab over is going to be your company information. So this is going to have everything customer and app facing, your logo, your business description, your name, and then right down below is going to be your ACH descriptor. So because we are a ACH and pay by bank solution, one of the reasons why we remain compliant is because our banks require us to be 100% transparent with every transaction. That includes, showing where the customer paid. So now when I use Greencard and I go pay $40 at Green Oasis Dispensary, I can go to my bank statement and clearly see that I spent $40 at a dispensary, right? Not some cagey place, not some merchant service company. It shows exactly where I spent my funds. One tab over is going to be our transaction tab. Now with Greencard, right, we don't charge a platform fee. We don't charge a licensing fee. Where we make our money is that per transaction flat fee. That being said, within Greencard, we also want to make sure this is a zero cost solution to the merchant. So we allow them to surcharge or pass that fee on to the customer. Now they have the ability to either turn that on or off as the merchant, and then they can set different parameters. So let's say you set your service fee to the merchant at $4. They can cover that in full, right? They can cover 50% of that, or if they'd like to, right, they can generate a little bit of money, a little bit of revenue per ticket. That's fully customizable to them. They don't have to go talk to me. They don't have to talk to you as the agent. They can set that up directly within the settings. Getting back to the first slide where we started, that is Greencard in a nutshell. Again, please let me know if you have any questions. I can be reached at jackson@hellovivid.com, or you can call or text me at 415-823-9659. All right, I'll talk to you guys soon.